This is Kisumu is there. So we are coming from Kishan is the port, which I said we are. 2C is the 107 kilometers. The railway will have a uniform design, Your Excellencies, in the two countries, which will permit seamless operation across the borders. Each freight train will have a haulage of 4,000 tons. You can imagine the kind of lorries we'll remove with the kind of congestion we see in our roads. And that is about 260 TEUs, with a design of 80 kilometers per hour. Each passenger train will have a capacity of 1,996 passengers and will be designed to do a speed of 120 kilometers. I think that's quite good enough. The railway has been designed for environmental compatibility. The project will have two major, two intermediate, 17 crossing and 3 freight stations. The project design includes 13 tunnels, 23 bridges, and 376 culverts. Let's see the cross-section of the traversing of the rail from, sorry, it is the other way. Allow me to stand on this side. This is the Narok side. This is the Kisumu side, sorry. Naivasha, Kisumu. This is, Kisumu is there. So we are coming from, Kishan is the port, which I said we have an 8.6 kilometer, and it traverses Ahero, comes down to Sondu in Kericho, Nyamira, comes down to Sotik in Bomet County, Your Excellencies, comes to Narok, Olulunga area, and Narok town, and connects to where the railway has reached in Naivasha. So that completes the section from Naivasha to Kisumu. Molo is a bit off on the other side. It's on the old meter gauge railway, Your Excellency. Yeah. Yes. So that is, Your Excellencies, the Naivasha, where the train has reached now, to Kisumu, Kishan Port, a distance of 262 kilometers, Your Excellency. Naivasha is somewhere here. It's on the upper side. Yeah.
On the other end, we have two links.
Yeah.
We have one comes here and one that goes to Eldoret. Eldoret, then Ngoma.
Mau Summit. Chimboro is
Yeah, quite high.
It's within Molo, just about 15 kilometers away. Yeah. Correct. So let's see the Kisumu-Malaba section, Your Excellencies. The Kisumu section will pick up from the point where we have just left at Kishan Port and come all the way through Busia, Butere, all the way to the border at Malaba. That is the 107 kilometers that Your Excellencies are breaking ground today. This is the section we'll be working with today. That one was launched by His Excellency President on Saturday, the day before yesterday. The day before yesterday, Your Excellency. Let's look at the passenger train. The passenger train, intermediate passenger station will be Narok. We'll have a passenger terminus, of course, in Kisumu. We'll have an intermediate passenger station in Narok, Mulot, Bomet, Sotik, Sondu, and Ahero. We are going to relook at that, Your Excellency, towards Nyamira. We have a major freight station at Kisumu. We have passing and crossing stations in Murtoto. This is in Narok, Nulpopong East, Nulpopong, Sheyapei, Narok West, Olulunga West, Ngore, Mulot North, Bomet West, Bomet South, Sotik North, Igonge North, Awas, is that Awasi or Awaso? Awaso, Asao, Kapsorok, Ahero South, East Kolwa. The project development, Your Excellencies, include the port of Kisumu, which I did mention, will have a spar length of 8.9 kilometers. On the Kisumu-Malaba section, Your Excellencies, the passenger terminus will be in Malaba. The passenger terminus will be in Malaba, intermediate passenger station in Yala and Mumias, the major freight station in Malaba, passing and crossing station in Kisumu West, Ramala, Yala, Musanda, Manyula, Amugura. Those are the passing and the crossing stations, Your Excellencies. Let's look at the benefits very quickly. Your Excellencies, the railway will significantly improve logistic efficiency within the Republic of Kenya and, of course, our great neighbor, Uganda. Expected benefits include reduced freight transport, faster movement of goods and passengers, Your Excellencies, increased trade competitiveness. The project will stimulate economic growth and investment along the corridor. Improvement of the regional integrated transport network and promotion of regional connectivity and integration. And it will support the blue economy. So today is truly an historic day, Your Excellencies. I thank you.
We'll now have the two presidents go to unveil, and I'll request that the rest of us kindly stay on this side of the barrier so that we just have His Excellency President Dr. William Samoei Ruto together with His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to do the unveiling. Just the two of them to do the unveiling. And the unveiling happens. Makofi, let us all give them a hand. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali as they unveil, and we now have the Kisumu-Malaba Standard Gauge Railway Phase 2C project officially launched by His Excellency Honorable William Samoei Ruto together with His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We'll then now request that they walk towards the tightening of the bolt. The rest of us, let's stay on the other side of the barrier. We stay on the other side of the barrier. Just the two presidents will be walking as they inspect the rail. As they inspect the rail. And now we are going to the bolt tightening, which is symbolic of the standard gauge railway making its way from Kenya all the way to Uganda. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, together with his counterpart, His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, make their way to bolt tightening. As mentioned earlier, it is symbolic of the rail being now constructed all the way from Kisumu going into Uganda with immense benefits passenger movement becomes easier, goods freighting becomes easier, faster, more economical, and opens up the East African region to trade and easier movement. So we'll welcome the two heads of state to come and tighten the bolt together as they now begin a journey of connecting Kenya to Uganda and the larger East Africa. So we'll have the two presidents tighten the bolt. All right, and those behind the shots, please, let's move. Those who are behind, let's move so that we have. All right, there they go. Tuwapigie makofi tafadhali. That is indicative of the fact that the standard gauge railway now moves from Kenya all the way to Uganda, and as mentioned, with immense benefits to passenger movement, to construction of other towns within. Can they continue just for the photos? Just for the It was just one year. All right. Thank you, Your Excellency. We'll then, so we can have each president also tighten for the sake of photography. Wonderful. Makofi tena haitoshi, tuendelee kuwapiga makofi. Tunaona kwa kweli reli imekazwa, na sasa mwendo wa kutoka Kenya kwenda Uganda kwa kutumia reli pia umekuwa mwendo wa rahisi, unapunguza wakati na pia inatutengenezea uchumi wa hizi nchi mbili. Thank you, Excellencies. I'll kindly request the two presidents to just stand here for a photo session, a quick photo session for the two heads of state. I'll request, Your Excellency, you seek your indulgence for 3 photos, that being the first one. The second photo, I'll have the CS Roads together with PCS to join His Excellency on the left, and Deputy Prime Minister and Minister General Katumba to also join in. The Deputy Prime Minister and Minister General Katumba. That's the second frame. We have 2 more frames to go. While they hold, let's have the contractors join in, please. Thank you. Let's withdraw the contractors. Contractors, please step out together with the Prime Minister, PCS, and the CS. And let me have the ODM party leader, Oburu, together with the Governor, Kisumu County, to join in the frame. That being our last frame before we now progress to the main plenary, where we will be having our main session. Let's have the leadership. CS, you can join in that photo, please. PCS, please join in. Beautiful images that mortalize this day, a historic day. Thank you, Your Excellencies. We may now progress to the plenary, where we are having our main session.
William Samuel Ruto together with His Excellency General Museveni come for the launch of the cabinet railway linking Kenya and Uganda, which has immense potential and facility of trade and even inter-country trade. Wapishane na vigelegele za kuwakaribisha Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya pamoja na Rais wa Uganda. Ni siti ambaye ni iko na difference kabisa. Welcome, Your Excellencies. I'll request that you all remain standing and we will start. Your Excellencies, with utmost respect, I seek your permission to invite those who are going to be leading us in a prayer this morning as we begin this session. Thank you.
And I thank you, Lord, Uganda, Yoweri Museveni. Father, bless him, oh God, and give him long life to serve his country in Uganda. And I'll pray you, through the Australian, Dr. William Samuel Ruto, our Father, give him long life to live our country in peace and prosperity. Continue blessing him every day. And Father, I pray for you to hold Kenya in your hand and fight with all enemies of this country, O God. Because the Lord does not belong to him or belong to us, but belong to you, O God Almighty. Bless us and unite our country together, I pray in Jesus' name. I am Dr.
Honor of sovereignty, you give sovereignty to whom you will. O Lord of majesty and generosity, as we gather here today to mark this important occasion, Ya Rabbi, enlighten what is dark in us, strengthen what is weak in us, mend what is broken in us, heal what is sick in us, and revive whatever peace and love and dies in us. O Allah, bestow your grace, divine wisdom, courage, and patterns to all the staff. Adorn them with integrity, professionalism, excellence, and team spirit, so that they may achieve the goals intended. O Allah, you are the provider and sustainer of all creations. Strengthen our economy and make Kenya a prosperous, self-sufficient, united, cohesive nation and a hub of peace and security. We beseech you to accept our prayers. Ameen, Ameen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
With utmost respect, I request that we now take our seats. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, Your Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Oburu Oginga, Orange Democratic Movement Party Leader, Right Honorable Alitwala Kadaga, First Prime Minister and Minister of East Africa Community, all Cabinet Secretaries led by Honorable Davis Chirchir, Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, Minister for Works and Transport Uganda, all Principal Secretaries present, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, Governor for Kisumu County, all Members of Parliament in the national and county government, all national and county government leaders, stakeholders in the rail and transport space. Your Excellency, with your permission, allow me to now usher in Honorable Davis Chirchir, Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport, who will make some brief remarks but also take over the program. Tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Akija Honorable Davis Chirchir, Waziri wa Barabara. Karibu.
Your Excellency, President Dr. William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and all protocol observed, allow me, Your Excellencies, to greet the people of the great city of Kisumu. Amjambo. Amjambo. Today, Your Excellency, is truly an historic day. Like I reckon as the Minister for Transport today in Kenya, why we have not connected the two great trading partners, Uganda and Kenya. Maybe this should have been the first connector, given the fact that the trade between Kenya and Uganda is what really keeps us going in terms of the intertrade within the region. So today, Your Excellencies, allow me to congratulate you. It is never too late. We've come together under your leadership to do what should have been done first, to ensure that we are truly connected with our brothers in Uganda. Allow me, Your Excellencies, to just very quickly acknowledge the leadership in this big, great ceremony today, led by yourselves. Allow me to acknowledge the guest from Uganda, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East Africa, Honorable Rebecca Kadanga. Kadanga, just wave to the crowd. Thank you so much for coming. Minister of Works and Transport, General Edward Katumba. Katumba, my brother, wave to the crowd. Tuwape makofi kidogo. Asanteni. Asante. Allow me also to very quickly acknowledge my colleagues present here today, Minister C.S. John Badi. John Badi. Let me also acknowledge the presence of Minister Opiyo Wandayi, Minister for Energy. Wandayi, my brother. Let me very quickly, in that succession, Your Excellency, ask all the PSs present to be upstanding and to just wave to the crowd. PS Ray Amolo, PS Daga Mohammed, PS Olunga Medical Services, PS Beatrice Anyagala Higher Education, PS Betsy Njagi, PS Caroline Karugu, PS Charles Hinga, asanteni sana. Allow me also, Your Excellencies, to acknowledge the presence of the contractor, today led by Bruce Lee or Changui, the Vice President CRBC. Changui, where are you? Changui and your team, wave to the crowd. Thank you so much, Changui. Your Excellencies, today, like really as we gather in this great lake city of Kisumu, it is an historic event. It is an historic day. It is, like I said, what should have been done before we connected to the international market, where we seem to prefer, or where the intra-trade with other countries as opposed to inter-trade with the region seems to have prospered. So I want to congratulate you, Your Excellencies, and really say this is truly an historic day. Allow me, Your Excellencies, to, in very quick succession, invite the leader of the minority in Parliament, Mohamed Junet, to come and make some few remarks and introduce the political leadership who is present here today. Junet, karibu sana.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, wageni wote ambayo wamefika leo hapa kwa ujumla, Kisumu oye! Kisumu oye! Nataka niombe kwanza wenzangu wabunge ambayo wamefika hapa leo kwa wingi wasimame juu ili waonekane, kwa sababu wako wengi sana wamekuja kwa sababu ya sherehe. Naomba msimame juu. Hawa ndio wabunge ambayo wamefika hapa, ambayo wamekuja kuungana na sisi. Naomba wapigiwe makofi. Nataka kuchukua nafasi hii kurecognize majority leader. Nataka kurecognize majority leader in the Senate, Honorable Aaron Chariot, yuko hapa, asimame juu. Tuko hapa na majority leader wetu in Parliament ya National Assembly anaitwa Kimani Ichung'wah, yuko hapa. Then I want to recognize in special way the area MP, Honorable Shakil Shabir. Tuko hapa na Senator wa Kisumu, Professor Ujienda. Tuko hapa na Women Rep ya Kisumu, Mheshimiwa Ruth Adhiambo. Tuko hapa pia na Mheshimiwa Kisumu West, anaitwa Mheshimiwa Rosa Buyu. Tuko hapa pia na Mheshimiwa Orod, yuko hapa Kisumu Central. Tuko hapa na Jared Okelo, yuko hapa mbunge wa huko Nyando, na Aduma War pia yuko hapa mbunge wa Nyakati. Kisumu oye! Kisumu oye! Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri wa Kenya na Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Uganda, ningependa kusema hivi kwa niaba ya wabunge wenzangu ya kwamba leo ni siku ya kihistoria hapa Kenya na Uganda pia, kwa sababu ni siku muhimu ya kuunganisha nchi zetu mbili. Na I want to say that for sure, sisi kama watu wa eneo hii, dream ya baba yetu ambaye ametuacha Raila Amolo Odinga leo imekamilika. Alikuwa anataka sana hii reli itoke pale Narok, ifike Kisumu, iende Uganda, iende paka DRC. Ameongea juu ya maneno mara mingi sana, mnakumbuka? Sasa tunataka kushukuru Rais Dr. William Samoei Ruto kwa kuhakikisha ya kwamba hiyo ndoto ya baba imekamilika. Ya pili, tumeongea juu ya Jumuiya ya Afrika kwa muda mrefu sana. Na inaonekana sasa tukiongozwa na viongozi wetu wawili, hiyo jumuiya inataka kukamilika. Sasa tuko pamoja na Uganda mambo ya pipeline, tuko na Uganda na mambo ya reli, na tutakuwa na hao mambo mengi. Sasa tutaunganisha nchi zote mbili na tutengeneze sasa Jumuiya ya Afrika kikamilifu kwa sasa ikuwe imefanyika. Ya mwisho, Mheshimiwa Rais, kwa ruhusa yako, hii mambo ambayo inafanyika Kisumu leo sio mambo ya Kisumu peke yake. Wale watu ambayo watatumia hii reli watatoka Nairobi, wafike Narok, wafike Bomet, wafike Nyamira, wafike Sondu, wafike hapa Kisumu, waende paka Uganda. Sasa inaunganisha pia counties nyingi sana. Kuna wakora ambayo sasa wanapiga hii mambo, wanaongea juu hii ni kazi ilianzika mwaka ya 2016 ambayo ilianzika kutoka Mombasa ikakwisha hapo Narok, na walisema hii ni rail to nowhere. Today it is a rail to Kisumu, it's a rail to Kampala, and it's a rail to DRC, and it's a rail to Africa. Wale walagai walikuwa wanapiga hii reli, sasa leo watapata aibu. Na hii kampuni ambayo inatengeneza hii reli CRBC ndio ilijenga kutoka Mombasa paka Narok, na sasa wanataka kukamilisha safari yao paka huko Uganda na paka huko DRC. Kisumu mnasemaje? Kisumu mnasemaje? Kisumu mnasemaje? Kisumu mnasemaje? Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki.
Asante sana ndugu Junet kwa hayo mawaidha. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, this is truly transformative. And really, as we come to mark this historic event, Your Excellencies, we cannot more than thank you for putting the economies of the two countries where we are today, to be able to build this major infrastructure that connects us from the port of Mombasa, Naivasha, Kisumu, Malaba, all the way through Rwanda to DRC in Ukombele Kidogo. And thank you so much. To take it forward from there, Your Excellency, allow me to invite the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Mheshimiwa Musalia Mudavadi, to come and make his remarks, and invite the party leader for ODM, Oburu Odinga, to make his remarks. Thank you so much. Musalia Mudavadi, karibu sana.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, the Honorable Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, distinguished guests, friends from Uganda, from Kenya, from the East African region, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, before I say anything brief and invite you, I would seek your indulgence so that, because this is the county of Kisumu, if you will permit, just for 1 minute, to invite the governor of Kisumu County to come and acknowledge our governors here and make a very short remark. Can we invite the Honorable Professor Anyang' Nyong'o? Hello? Hello? Karibuni Kisumu. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, EGH President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenyan Armed Forces, Your Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, together with your esteemed delegation, sir, honorable members of the cabinet present, elected leaders, officials of the national government, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before I speak, I would like to recognize my colleagues who are here, the governors of Homa Bay, you know Mama Gladys Wanga, then the governor of Siaya, no, the governor of Migori, Honorable Dr. Ochilo Ayako, the governor of Busia, my dear friend Otuoma, Paulo. Please feel welcome to Kisumu in joining His Excellency William Samoei Ruto on this great day of opening the standard gauge railway, which will take us to Uganda and possibly to Sudan in the future. I feel blessed and privileged, ladies and gentlemen, to stand before you on an occasion as historic as today. As the host governor, allow me to extend to Your Excellency and to all our distinguished guests a very warm welcome to Kisumu County. Before I go on, Your Excellency, allow me to express my heartfelt sympathy to the families and households affected by the torrential rains yesterday in parts of Kisumu County and across Kenya. The rains were unprecedented and have had devastating impact on many communities. I want to assure the people of Kisumu that your government and our administration will make sure that in the future this is controlled. In addition to the ongoing Soin-Koru Dam project, which is aimed at managing floods in the Kano area, we expect the National Youth Service, Your Excellency, to complete the dike construction along River Miriu in Lower Nyakach. At the same time, Your Excellency, the city management team will actively work to clear drainage systems within the city to mitigate further risks. So I assure you, Your Excellency, next time we have heavy rains in this part of the world, Kisumu in particular, we shall make sure that we mitigate against floods. Your Excellency, thank you very much. I would like to give my dear friend Musalia Mudavadi opportunity to continue. Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Let me now also take this opportunity to invite the party leader of ODM, the Honorable Oburu Oginga,
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, General Kaguta Museveni, and all protocols observed. Today is a very great day. Kisumu oye! Kisumu oye! Your Excellencies, this is a very great day for us here in Kisumu, because this SGR railway was conceived during the government of President Kibaki, but it was implemented during the Ruto Uhuru first regime. When the next regime, where His Excellency President Ruto was also there, tried to push this project to be implemented and to go further up to Uganda, Your Excellencies, it became a very, very heavy thing to do, because the explanation given then was that it was unviable, and therefore it could not be financed, and therefore it could not continue. Mr. President, you have invented a way of financing this project, and this project is now continuing not only to Kisumu, but to Malaba and up to Uganda. Mr. President, I now wonder how an unviable project 5 years ago has become viable 5 years later. Mr. President, this is a show of commitment to developing infrastructure. Without proper infrastructure, Your Excellencies, it is impossible to connect our three countries. These three countries of Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. They were supposed to be one country. It is just because of colonial divisions that they became separate countries. If you look at Kenya and Uganda, Samias are on both sides. The Tesos are on both sides. We go to Uganda, the Maasais and Abdu Wadigos down there are all in both sides of the countries. They are supposed to be one country. And Your Excellency, Museveni, President Museveni, I appeal to you, please make this lake of ours, Lake Victoria, a common user facility, so that you can manage the security of the lake jointly with us. We don't want harassment from our side and from your side. President Museveni, I plead with you and President Ruto, please make this a common user facility, how it used to be when our forefathers were managing it, without any conflict in the lake at all. I don't want to speak much more than that, but I think this infrastructure is going to open development in East Africa. It is also a show that Kisumu now is looked at from a different mirror. The mirror with which Kisumu is looked at is now different, and we are going to continue together. In Kenya, Honorable President Museveni, we are working together in a broad-based arrangement with President Ruto in order to bring the country together, to bring this unity in the country so that we can continue to develop. Mr. President, the presidents of Kenya and Uganda, I thank you very much for listening to me, and the wananchi of Kisumu hoye! The wananchi of Kisumu power! The power! We want power, and we must stay with power. Thank you.
Asante sana. Asante sana. Asante sana, Mheshimiwa Oburu. Your Excellencies, let me also acknowledge that in our midst we also have Honorable Beatrice Askul, the Minister for East African Integration in Kenya. Your Excellencies, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, I wish to say that we are happy to have you here as you join His Excellency President William Ruto. Your Excellency, you are now the chair of the East African Community on behalf of all the 8 countries within the community. Your Excellency, President William Ruto, you are the champion of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area on behalf of the African Union. Both of you, Your Excellencies, have a very strong passion for integration, for bringing better coordination and trade and unity and communication within the African states. And therefore, our being here is a very strong and emphatic stamp of approval for the objectives, the ideals, and the goals that you stand for. On behalf of those who are here present and those who may not be here, we extend our highest level of appreciation to both of you for leading our 2 nations and leading the people of Africa in this very important infrastructure integration program. Kwa wananchi, tafakari kwamba hii reli itabeba 4,000 tons kwa wakati moja. Yaani ni karibu lori za kontena ile 20, tani 20, lori 200 kwa safari moja. Massive haulage of cargo. Kwa hivyo nataka sasa tusimame, tupige makofi ili tumkaribishe Mheshimiwa mwenyeji wa taifa la Kenya, Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto, achukue shukrani na tuendeleshe kutoka hapo. Wakenya hoye! Wakenya hoye! Wakenya hoye! Your Excellency.
Asanteni sana. Asanteni sana. Tafadhali tunaweza keti. Thank you very much. Let's take our seats. Your Excellency, thank you. Your Excellency, President Kaguta Yoweri Museveni, President of our sister country of Uganda. Ndugu viongozi wote mliofanya hapa na mliofika siku ya leo. Jo Kisumu untie. Jo Kisumu umor. Ndugu wa Kenya hamjambo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in moments such as this when we gather as a nation and as a region to break ground for infrastructure development that will define generations, that the destinies of our people, our cities, and our nations are shaped. History teaches us with clarity. Close to 130 years ago, along this very corridor, the British colonial administration conceived what was then known as the Uganda Railway. Its purpose was to link the Indian Ocean at Mombasa to the interior of East Africa, thereby securing territory, controlling movement, and extracting value from the hinterland of the colonial administration. In this original design, the railway would run inland from Mombasa, pass through Nairobi and the Rift Valley, and terminate in Kisumu on the shores of Lake Victoria. From there, goods, officials, and troops would cross the lake by steamer to Uganda through Port Bell and Entebbe. But from the very beginning, the railway did more than move people and goods. It reshaped the geography of our region. Mombasa was reinforced as the gateway of trade. Machakos, once an administrative center of the British East African Protectorate, was bypassed and declined in significance because it lay off the line. And Nairobi, then a swampy, flood-prone rail depot, established in 1899, rose because it sat on the railway. Nairobi became a logistical hub, then an administrative center, and ultimately the capital of British East Africa. Without the railway, Nairobi, as we know it today, might never have existed. As the line advanced westwards to Nakuru and onward to Kisumu in 1901, it opened the Rift Valley and the Lake region to trade. Kisumu became a vital inland port, linking rail to lake transport and facilitating movement into Mombasa. But the break between rail and water proved slow, costly, and inefficient. And so the railway advanced again. Beginning in 1920, it was extended inland from Nakuru across the then so-called White Islands, reaching Eldoret in 1924, and then onward through Malaba to Tororo and Jinja, and finally to Kampala in 1931. In so doing, it became a continuous artery into the heart of the East African region. That extension reshaped our region. Eldoret emerged as an agricultural powerhouse. Jinja became an industrial center. Kampala, already the political seat of Buganda Kingdom, was elevated into a stronger administrative and commercial capital, and its influence amplified by direct access to the coast. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the lesson of history. That infrastructure development does not just connect places, it often creates them. It determines where opportunity thrives, where investment flows, and where prosperity takes root. Unfortunately, the 130-year-old meter gauge railway line that was once a lifeline of regional commerce was neglected and gradually fell into disrepair, losing both its vitality and transformative impact. Yet, even in decline, the vision of connectivity never faded. In 2008, it is in this enduring vision that brought together the late President Mwai Kibaki and His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni, who jointly laid the foundation for a modern high-capacity railway, one that would link Mombasa to Kampala with strategic branches to Kisumu in Kenya and Pakwach in Uganda. Additionally, the presidents of Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda not only pronounced themselves on the plan to extend the standard gauge railway to Kampala, Kigali, and Juba, but also signed the SGR protocol and tripartite agreement to ensure development and management of a seamless railway system. It is therefore most fitting that our elder statesman, President Museveni, is here with us today to witness this vision taking shape. Thank you, Mzee, for your leadership, your vision, and your steadfast commitment to the unity and integration of our region. Building on that foundation, Kenya took decisive steps in 2014 by breaking ground on Phase 1A of the SGR, stretching 472 kilometers from Mombasa to Nairobi. This was later extended inland to Suswa in Narok, covering an additional 120 kilometers, further advancing the corridor towards the region's hinterland. 2 days ago, we broke ground for the extension of the SGR from Narok to Kisumu, a distance of 264 kilometers that forms phase 2B of this railway network. That line will connect our industrial corridor in Nairobi to the agricultural heartlands of Narok, Bomet, Kericho, and Nyamira, and ultimately to Kisumu. Today, here at Kibos in Kisumu, we take yet another decisive and consequential step. We break ground on the 107-kilometer Kisumu-Malaba section of the SGR, complete nearly 1,000 kilometers seamless rail link from Mombasa to Malaba and forming a vital connection to the Malaba-Kampala line. Beyond Kenya and Uganda, this railway line will serve our partner states in the region, including Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and the Central African Republic. It is a powerful statement of regional integration, partnership, and shared ambition. Ladies and gentlemen, our region faces a clear and urgent challenge. Our economies are not generating sufficient opportunities to match the pace of our rapidly growing populations. At the same time, our businesses continue to grapple with high logistics costs that undermine competitiveness. In many cases, transport and related costs account for between 30% and 40% of the final value of goods. Cargo takes an average of 80 hours to move from Mombasa to Malaba and more than 100 hours to reach Kampala. We cannot build prosperity on inefficiency. That is why we must invest in modern, efficient transport and connectivity systems, not only as transport, but also as economic hubs. Along this Mombasa-Malaba corridor, we will promote the development of industrial parks, logistics hubs, and commercial centers driven by private sector investment and anchored in regional trade. Right here in Kibos, there will be a special economic zone connected to this SGR. In Busia, there will be another special economic zone connected to this SGR. This is a proven model, one that has delivered rapid transformation by aligning infrastructure with industry, trade, and investment. And we have already seen what this investment can deliver. Over the past 8 years, the SGR has transported more than 15 million passengers and over 45 million tons of freight. It has reduced transport costs, improved efficiency, and contributed significantly to growth of our economy. With this expansion, we expect even greater impact. Freight costs are projected to decline by at least 40% a ton for every kilometer, while transit times for freight will reduce by nearly 30%. The share of cargo moved by rail will increase, easing pressure on our roads and reducing wear and tear. But beyond the numbers lies something even greater. This railway will connect farmers to markets. It will move livestock and farm produce from our hinterland to Nairobi and onward to Mombasa for export, tea from Western Kenya, Kericho, and other towns, dairy from Bomet and other regions in Narok, grains from Rift Valley, and of course, fish from Lake Victoria will reach markets faster and much more efficiently. It will power industrial growth along the corridor, from Nairobi to Naivasha to Kisumu and beyond. Enable businesses to access inputs more efficiently and affordably, and reaching wider markets. It will create opportunities for our young people across construction, logistics, manufacturing, and services sectors, giving them a stake in the growth of our region. Above all, this railway will bring life to our long-held aspiration for true regional integration, for which Your Excellency President Museveni, as the chair of our East African Community region now, I promise and pledge to work with you as the champion of integration in our continent, that the vision of an East Africa that is integrated, that is united and works together becomes a reality in this generation. It will enable the seamless movement of people and goods from Mombasa through Nairobi, across Kenya's hinterland, and onward to Kampala, to DRC, to Rwanda, to Burundi, to South Sudan, transforming journeys that once took days into trips in hours. Ladies and gentlemen, if the railway of the past century shaped the character of our region, then the railway we build today must define its future. Some 100 years from now, when future generations look back on this moment, let them see it as a turning point, the moment when we laid the foundation for their prosperity, strengthening the bonds of regional integration, and setting in motion a new era of growth, of dignity, and shared opportunity for our region, our countries, and our continent. Let me say this in conclusion. I remember very well when our late Prime Minister Raila Odinga was appointed the Africa Union High Representative on matters infrastructure. One of the most consequential suggestions that he made is the connection of the East African region to the West African region, using this very route through Kenya to Uganda to DRC to Congo-Brazzaville, all the way to the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. I am confident that wherever he is proud of this moment, that finally what he envisioned as representative of the AU of connecting our region is finally underway right here in Kisumu, onward to Uganda. And I am informed by President Museveni that the section from Malaba to Kampala is already awarded and is underway, and finally it will be connected from Kampala to Kasese in the DRC border. Your Excellency, this is a very proud moment for us as Kenya, as we see this infrastructural development that is not just a rail, it is a commercial lifeline, it is a logistics hub, and it is a regional investment that is going to transform the business environment, is going to transform the fortunes of our farmers, of our producers, of our industrialists, of our business people, and create wealth in our region. Kwa watu wa Kisumu na watu wa sehemu hii, vile kiongozi wetu wa ODM alivyosema, mpango wa kusukuma hii reli kutoka pale Naivasha, mnajua tulielezwa ya kwamba na wengine wachache wakasema ile reli imekuwa reli to nowhere. We are now telling them it was never a railway to nowhere. It was always our plan that this railway was going to be a railway to prosperity. It was going to be a railway to the transformation of the Republic of Kenya. And the naysayers, the people who don't believe in the transformation of Kenya, we want to persuade them that it may take a little while, It may have delayed a bit in Narok, but today we are making sure that this transport corridor, this logistics corridor, is going to transform not just the East African community, but it is going to position Kenya, Mombasa, and the East African region as a region for economic transformation. Let me also say, while right here in Kisumu, that here in Kibos, we are going to set aside 1,000 acres to build a special economic zone that is going to be connected to this SGR. It is a program that we have worked with and we have worked on. And as I have said, I was a few days in the county of Busia, and the people of Busia equally informed me that they would want this railway to be connected to Busia town, and I did commit to them that the special economic zone in Busia is going to be connected to the standard gauge railway as we transform the economy of the East African region. The governor of Busia is right here, and he knows the request of the people of Busia when I was there a few days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the only piece of infrastructure that we are undertaking in Kenya. We are at the moment constructing 6,000 kilometers of new tarmac in different places in Kenya. This evening, I will be launching such one road in Holo to Alela as part of connecting Kenya. We are also undertaking transformation in our electricity generation and distribution. We are also undertaking the transformation of our education sector, hiring more teachers, funding more students, building more classrooms, and aligning our education with the needs of the 21st century. We are also reforming and transforming our health delivery systems to make them much more robust, include more citizens, and universalize access to health as is required of us by our Constitution. The transformation of Kenya is underway in many areas, as has been acknowledged by even those who don't agree with us. The railway is now underway. The Mau Summit Rironi Road is underway. The Jomo Kenyatta International Airport shortly will be underway. We have concluded the building of Talanta. We are on course building a new modern conference facility at Bomas of Kenya, and on and on and on. Even the naysayers, even those who never believed in what we are doing, those who said nothing was happening, today they confess with their own mouths that indeed Kenya is undergoing transformation. No wonder it is said that God will change your enemies to work for you. And I'm sure they are working for us. Mimi nawaeleza ndugu zangu watu wa Kisumu, mimi niko hapa leo, nitakuwa hapa kesho, nitakuwa hapa kesho kutwa. Sasa nyinyi ile mtafanya, mtaanza kunizoea. Mtaanza kufanya nini? Mwanze kunizoea. Sijui kama tunaelewana baba. Tunaelewana? Na kazi ya kubadilisha taifa letu la Kenya inaendelea. Barabara tunajenga, watoto wetu tunawasomesha, health delivery ya universal inasonga mbele, mambo ya kuunganisha stima inasonga mbele, tunajenga infrastructure tofauti tofauti, na tunawatangazia wale ambao wanataka kushindana na sisi ya kwamba miradi yetu ya maendeleo inaendelea, Kenya tunaitransform, na mimi nataka niwaambie tuko tayari na tuko kadi. Kama mnataka hiyo, tuko kadi tayari. We are ready for you when the time comes. Kwa hivyo nasema asante sana. Let me now take this opportunity with a lot of humility to request our leader, mzee wa jamii yetu ya bara la Afrika, rais wa Uganda, Mheshimiwa Generali Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to speak, Your Excellency, to your people of Kenya and of East Africa. Your Excellency, sir.
Habari watu wa Kisumu. Habari. Tie maber. Mulembe. Uliena. Makwa. Your Excellency President Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, mawaziri wote na watu wa Kisumu na Kenya. We are here to do a very important job. This is kutema extinde, meaning to break the ground. To break the ground for the railway from Kisumu to Malaba, the SGR, the modern railway. The railway is part of the rationalization. Hilo jambo la Kiingereza rationalization linamaanisha kuweka vitu barabara zaidi. This railway is part of the rationalization of our transport system, especially on the Uganda side, which is irrational and wasteful. Sauti, I'm scared. Hello? I was saying that the railway is part of the rationalization of our transport system, especially on the Uganda side, which is irrational and wasteful. Why? Because the items being transported are concentrated on the road, i.e. passengers, light cargo, heavy cargo, petroleum products are all on the roads. Sasa hivi usafiri kwa barabara ni mchanganyiko. Kwa lugha za Uganda tunasema akatogo. Akatoga means kuchanganya maharagwe na ndizi. So the transport now is akatogo on the roads. Our plan is to transfer all heavy cargo to the railway. Hii ndio maana ya hii mradi. Mizigo yote mizito sana toka kwa barabara kwenda kwa gari moshi. Ndio maana yake. Then transfer all the petroleum products to the pipeline. Gari za mafuta kwa barabara ni hatari kwa maisha, tena zinaharibu barabara na zinaleta ajali. So heavy cargo kwenda kwa gari moshi, mafuta kwenda kwa pipeline. The railway can combine also water transport. Now, this now leaves the roads for passengers and light cargo. This is the whole plan. Kutoa uharibifu na gharama kali kwa usafirishaji mizigo mizito kwenda kwa gari moshi. Mambo ya vitu vyote vya mafuta kwa pipeline. Hiyo inamaanisha nini? Kwa barabara tumeacha wasafiri, watu pamoja na mizigo maridadi. In transporting heavy cargo and petroleum products to the pipeline and the railway, we are not aiming at just convenience and crowding the roads by all the items, but we are also looking at the competitiveness of the economies. Kwa sababu bidhaa tunalima shambani, tunatengeneza viwandani, lazima hivi bidhaa mtu mwingine anunue. Sasa bidhaa zetu zikiwa gari kali vitakosa soko. Hakuna mtu anaweza kununua kitu cha bei ya juu, kumbe mchina anafanya kile kitu kwa bei ya chini. So it is madness to go on with the road transport for cargo for the railway. It is suicide. Tunakuwa tunajua sisi wenyewe. Hatuweze kushindana kwenye soko za ulimwengu. For Africa to survive, we have to not only produce products of high quality, but also affordable in terms of costs. Bidhaa zetu kutoka viwandani, kutoka shambani, lazima viwe kwenye hali nzuri, lakini vile kwenye gharama, kwenye low prices, gharama ya chini. According to our experience, the high cost pushers for raw materials, manufactured goods, and agricultural products are transport, energy like electricity, and the cost of money. Kule kwetu tumechambua, tunaona kwamba vitu ambavyo vinapandisha gharama za vitu ni vitu vitatu: usafirishaji, umeme na mikopo kwenye bank. Kama nataka uchumi wako uendelee, lazima waangalie haya mambo matatu. Lazima gharama ya usafiri iwe ya chini, gharama ya umeme iwe ya chini. Umeme kwa night clubs sijali kama uko juu. If the high price, if the electricity for night clubs is high, yule ambaye ataka kwenda kwenye night club aache. Lakini umeme kwa kiwanda lazima uwe chini. So these are the three cost pushers which I have seen myself. The cost of transport for goods, the cost of electricity, and the cost of money borrowed in banks. That's why Africa has been import-oriented. If you go to a bank, commercial bank, and you borrow money which is 20% interest, how will you manage to manufacture goods? How will you manage? Lakini ukienda Uchina na kuleta nywele za watu ambao walikufa zamani, na kuleta perfumes, unazuza hapa kwa gari kali, you will pay back the loan from the bank. But the manufacturer will not manage. So this is really part of the liberation movement. If Africa does not address these, we shall be outpriced and our goods will not be competitive even within Africa. Even within Africa. This is now where the railway transport, water transport, the pipeline of petroleum products, and government-owned banks come in. That's why in Uganda, we privatized some banks, but we kept Uganda Development Bank under the government, the Housing Bank, Post Bank, and some other banks. Because we want banks which are not looking for high profits. We want banks which are looking for cost recovery and a modest profit, but mainly service delivery. Transformation, which His Excellency President Ruto was talking about. These banks, if they are government-owned, will not be looking for high profits. They will be looking at cost recovery, and moderate profits. They will give us what we need: low cost of transport, low cost of money, and low cost of electricity. The private sector can come in, but the government needs to agree with them about the prices that they charge. Our experience is that in these three crucial areas, especially the railway and electricity, for the banks, we kept our banks, government banks, to fund manufacturing. So if you want to go to commercial bank, wakuibie huko kwenda, you have no problem. But for manufacturing, UDB, Uganda Development Bank. But for the railway, you know, we had part of the problem of the meter gauge railway, that railway, the one of Naivasha, Molo, Eldoret. We had tried to privatize it. And that's how it got into problems. The private people were looking for high profits. That's how they got into all these problems. We have now taken it back. Private sector can come in in the electricity. But we must agree beforehand about the prices. What prices are you going to charge per kilowatt hour? For the two, the railway and the electricity. Other things, I don't mind. Road transport, if the garam is too high, stay at home. Where are you going? But for the railway and electricity, they are the bone marrow of the economy. What do you call bone marrow in Swahili? Huh? Mtu wa mgongo. Waswahili hawana maneno ya kutosha. Nitawaletea maneno ya kule bara. Kwa Uganda tunasema musomyo. Na kwa Kinyankole tunasema umshokoro. Bone marrow. The bone marrow of the economy is electricity and transport, especially rail transport. So therefore, I'm very happy to be here to take part in this historic. I want to congratulate Kenya for struggling and bringing the railway from Mombasa to Nairobi, from Nairobi to Naivasha, now from Naivasha to here, and now from here to Malaba. We are going to push our part. We are already pushing our part from Malaba to Kampala, from Kampala to Kasese, Kasese to Mpondwe, drinking with DRC. And then we are working on the railway from Tororo to Gulu to Nimule to Juba, and also on the line from Bihanga to Kigali, on the other, a branch. So you people who have come here, you are, every one of you should take a picture of yourself here, because you are now part of history. Future generations will say, my grandmother was also here when Africa was waking up. Unajua shida ya Afrika ni kulala. Wanapenda kulala, mambo yanakwenda mbele ambao umelala. Lakini sasa mnaona tunaamka pole pole. Kwa hiyo kulala kwa lugha wanasemaje? Nino. Kwa lugha kulala wanasemaje? Nino. Kwa actually tunasema nino. Okay, hiyo. Kwa hiyo namshukuru Rais Ruto kwa kazi nzuri amefanya kutualika hapa. Namshukuru ndugu yangu marehemu Raila Odinga na marehemu Mwai Kibaki walishughulika sana kuleta reli kutoka Mombasa, na Rais Uhuru, wote wametoa mchango kwa kusukuma project hii. So I congratulate His Excellency Ruto and the people of Kenya, and I am really happy, very happy with you. Thank you so much. Mungu awabariki.
Wapi makofi ya mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni? Mheshimiwa Rais, let's take our seats briefly. Sisi kama Wakenya tunakushukuru sana. Vile umesema jambo hili la reli, standard gauge railway, ilianza pale nyuma kati yako wewe na Rais Mwai Kibaki wa Kenya, rais wa 3 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Section tulioanzisha na serikali ya Jubilee tukiongozwa na Uhuru Kenyatta ikakuja mpaka Nairobi, ikatoka Nairobi tukasongesha tena ikafika mpaka pale Narok, na juzi sasa tulianzisha kutoka Narok ifike hapa iende Malaba, na tunakushukuru sana mzee ya kwamba hiyo reli kama ingeishia pale Malaba haingekuwa ya maana zaidi. Kwako wewe kuunganisha sasa kutoka pale Malaba iende Kampala mpaka Kasese is to truly unlock the potential of this great transport corridor. Na tunasema asante sana. Tunakushukuru pia mzee kwa sababu wakati uliniuliza kuhusu mambo ya pipeline na ulikuwa umeniuliza ya kwamba serikali ya Uganda ingependa kununua 50% ya hiyo pipeline, nilikuuliza kwa heshima tuanze kidogo kidogo. Sasa Uganda iko na 21%, 21% of our pipeline. I know you had requested us that you wanted to buy a bigger stake in that pipeline because 40% of the product being transported by Kenya Pipeline actually is destined for Uganda. And therefore, you were right to have at least up to 40% of that pipeline. But Mzee, thank you very much for agreeing with me that we do it in stages, because there were many other interested parties in securing a stake at the pipeline. And it is because it is one of the most important transport infrastructure for our fuel products. We know subsequently we are going to extend the line to Uganda and to South Sudan and to DRC as we seek to do what you have just said, to reduce the cost of transport and the cost of logistics in our region. Pia umetueleza mzee hapa ya kwamba shida ya bara letu la Afrika ni kulala. Na sasa umesema tumeanza kuamuka. Sisi Kenya tuliamuka zamani, bado tuko na wachache bado wanalala. Na tumewaambia wawache kulala kiholela hadharani. Na nafikiri umekuja kutusaidia mzee kuwaeleza wale wawache kulala. Na tunataka tushirikiane ndio tuende mbele pamoja, ndio taifa letu la Kenya tukiungana na ndugu zetu wa Tanzania na Uganda tuweze kusababisha transformation ya uchumi zetu, tupate nafasi ya kupanua uchumi, kupanua nafasi za ajira, kutengeneza mali, tupunguze umaskini na tuhakikisha kwamba tuna utajiri wa kutosha katika taifa zetu 3 na bara letu la Afrika. Ndugu zangu, nataka niseme asante sana kwa kuja kwenu hapa. Nimeona viongozi kutoka sehemu mbalimbali na wananchi wa hapa Kisumu. Mumekuwa ni watu wangwana sana. Sijaona Kisumu ikiwa na ungwana kiasi hii. Nasema Kisumu pongezi. Kisumu hoye! Kisumu hoye! Mimi nimeona ya kwamba watu wa Kisumu wamejipanga vilivyo. Na malengo yenu sasa ni mambo ya maendeleo ya sehemu hii. Na mimi nataka niwahakikishie ile siasa ya zamani, siasa ya ukabila na chuki na ubaguzi haitaendeshwa tena katika taifa letu la Kenya. Na wote wale wenye pepo za ukabila na chuki hawatapata nafasi katika taifa letu la Kenya. Mimi nawashukuru sana, and I want to assure you that we are going to move together. Siasa ya chuki na ubaguzi tutaifungia nyuma, na mimi nitahakikisha ya kwamba mambo ya ubaguzi iliyoendelea kwa miaka nyingi tunaizima na Kenya inaungana. Na mimi nawaeleza mbele na nyuma, kulia na kushoto, juu na chini, sehemu hii haitabaguliwa tena. We are going to move together as one people with a common destiny, the people of the Republic of Kenya, working together with our regional partners as the East African community. Kwa hivyo asanteni sana, nimefurahi kuwa hapa, na watakia baraka ya Mungu. Nyasaye okwedhu, Mungu wabariki.
Hebu tumpongeze Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na pia Rais wa Jamhuri ya Uganda. Na kwa sasa, Your Excellency, there is a presentation of a gift from His Excellency the President of Kenya to His Excellency the President of Uganda. And this gift is being presented as a memento for today. Wapi makofi ya rais akimpatia mwenzake Rais wa Jamhuri ya Uganda zawadi yake. Naona pale imechorwa reli na tunaona iko sawa kabisa. Kwa sasa naomba sote tuweze kusimama ili tumalize kwa East African Anthem being our closing prayer. We'll do the